Let's play a game, all right? On the count of three, name your favorite dinosaur. Don't even think about it. Just name it. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Velociraptor.
What? Did we just become best friends?
Yup.
You want to go do karate in the garage?
Yup.
This is the Karate in the Garage podcast with Mason Merrill and Weston Toth. Welcome back to another edition of the Karate in the Garage podcast. As always, I'm your host, Mason Merrill, and with me today is my co-host, Weston Toth. How's it going, Weston?
Good, Mason. How are you?
Good. It's been a crazy week, but feeling pretty good right now.
Very nice, dude. I don't think we have uncrazy weeks. That's the beauty of our lives.
Yeah, definitely you're hearing this live on the podcast right now, but I bought a minivan yesterday for my growing family. So,
Whoa, that is a that is
Yeah.
quite a I don't know what to think right now. Yeah.
dude, this minivan is sweet, though. We got a new Chrysler Pacifica. So,
Oh, nice. Did you trade in your other little car, the
yeah, we had an Equinox, and it's
Equinox?
we're outgrowing it with the new kiddo coming, so we decided to have a little upgrade. Made a good deal. Felt pretty good walking out of the dealership. So
Nice, dude. So crazy about this as well is Parker, my brother, who you also know. He's
Mhm.
buying a minivan as well.
wait,
Or-
what?
or he bought one.
Yeah, I can understand myself buying a minivan because I have a wife and almost 2 kids. Parker's like a single, 19-year-old kid. So what's he doing?
Yeah, he's buying my my sister's old minivan.
Oh, okay. What's he gonna do with it? Just drive it?
Just drive it. Yeah, I guess he got a pretty decent deal on it, and yeah, it's been taken care of. It's a good deal. He needs a
Yeah.
car, so and it'll be good for his volunteer work that he does. So
Oh, cool. Awesome. Well, that's never a bad thing. So haul people around in.
yep, exactly, man. That's I don't know. So we were gonna fly out to Georgia and drive it back, but the tickets to
Are insane.
yeah, they're insane right now. So we're actually just
Yeah.
gonna drive our car, and then we're just gonna drive back separately. He's gonna have his van, and we're gonna have
Caravan
our
back. as
yeah,
to
pretty.
say.
I mean, kind of
Yeah. What day are you guys leaving?
to go out there.
Yeah.
Oh, we are leaving December. Probably. I mean, we don't really know actually now because we're not flying. So we'll finish work December 21st. So it'll be 22nd or 23rd. Yeah, for Saturday or Sunday,
Oh, cool.
and then we'll spend that week with my sister and her family, and then
Mhm.
go down basically I think on Friday or Saturday for the wedding. And then is the wedding on Sunday or Saturday? I can't remember.
It's on Saturday. Yeah.
Okay. So Saturday, yeah. So we'll probably go down Friday, spend the night with Katie and Dustin, and then go to the
Alright.
wedding on Saturday, and then pretty much just spend the night back at their house, and then Sunday drive out to Spencer and Paige. Actually,
Oh, cool. You're gonna get
yeah.
to see them.
On the way back, we're gonna drive out to Alabama to see them. Probably hang out Sunday, Monday, and then drive back to Austin early Tuesday morning.
Awesome. Sounds like a packed adventure. We're leaving the 26th to head out there.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it'll be like Wednesday that week, and then we'll be headed back either probably around the 1st or so. We're gonna see my wife's family, and then go to the wedding, and we'll get to see each other too, which will be fun.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, so you leave 26th. So we'll probably, yeah, like I said, we'll be down back in Atlanta around there the 28th. So
Nice.
we'll have to get
Cool.
some dinner and hang
Well,
out.
anyway, I guess the people don't really want to hear about our vacation plans coming up here, but yeah. Anyway, I got a
Very true.
minivan. Yeah.
You got a minivan. We're getting a minivan. Minivans
Yep.
for everybody.
Yeah, exactly. Where's Oprah when we need her?
Dude, making too much money. That's what she's doing.
That's what she's doing. Yeah, so anyway, other than being busy, today we have called an audible, as so to say, on the Goldeneye situation because it's one of those games that we kind of need to play together to really get the effect of. The story is really good in that game, but the multiplayer is what really counts. So we called an audible, and we're going to do 1080 for a Nintendo 64 snowboarding game. So what was your first memory of this game, Weston?
Probably sitting at Walmart or Target, playing the demo.
Oh,
Like-
man, the kiosks.
Oh yeah, the kiosk. Probably. I mean, dude, I play that game so much. because by the time, because it was one of the first really good games to come out for N64. So they had it kiosks everywhere showing it off, and I just remember being like, "Oh my, I want this thing so bad."
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so I played that definitely at a Walmart or a Target for the first time.
Yeah, yeah, I remember this game being one of the kind of the highlights of like that year. It came out in '98 of like just in Nintendo 64. Oh, a snowboarding game. Nobody's ever done that before. That sounds really cool, you know. And like you said, those Walmart kiosks, man, they always sucked you into whatever game was being played on that, and it was pretty cool to be able to like demo them. That was the days when you couldn't, download demos like you can now and play pretty much every game before you buy it.
Yeah, so this game made me feel pretty. It was it made me feel a certain way, and I want to get your opinion on it because number one is obviously the way that we intake games is so different now too.
Yeah.
But this was probably one of the because I had a fun time playing a lot of the other ones we've done, but this was the first time that I played something and I had enjoyment over it in a lot of ways. But it brought me back to like a very simple. I mean, this was a relatively simple game again because like now we need extremely complicated games and we're super critical. But I had in those days with the N64, it just did a couple things really well and it was super exciting. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you get what I'm saying? I guess is this was the start of to me really good entertaining 3D games with good soundtracks and everything.
Yeah.
But in the core of them, they still weren't complicated, but they were very exciting.
Yeah, when I played this game, I was like, I wish I was, because I was playing it just on a small screen. I was like, man, I wish I was playing this on the big screen because I'd probably get more of the effect. But I definitely felt that way about it. Was definitely a leap for sports games, especially like on a board. It kind of did for snowboarding and different sports games what Tony Hawk did, as in paving the way for what's the future would hold.
Yeah, but wasn't this even before Tony Hawk?
Let's see. When did Tony Hawk's Pro Skater first come out?
I'll have to look at it. But I'm almost positive it was because this was I mean, this was when sports games were actually good, especially like snowboarding and stuff like that.
Yeah. So this was the first really, that kind of extreme sports game to come out because Tony Hawk came out a year later.
Yeah, so this kind of led the way of super entertaining yeah, sports games. 1080, man. And it
Yeah. While
was
it was
97.
very simple but just like a lot of fun. It kind of reminded me like I don't know if you ever played Final Fantasy VII to the point where you get to the golden saucer and there's like a little snowboarding mini game. It kind of
Mm-mm.
reminded me of like that without swords because I can't remember if you could swing your sword or whatever, but kind of reminded me of that with more depth to it.
Oh wow. Yeah, it was so yeah, 1997. Wow, that was such a long time ago. That's crazy.
Yeah, and so as far as just the game itself, it was pretty it was pretty like basic, but it had a lot of modes. I felt like, there was a lot of like time attack, cross country, or like a tour type mode or like a time mode or there's like a couple other things that you could do that kind of made it more intricate just doing the same thing over. Oh, trick attack, that's what it was.
Yeah, did you play all the modes?
Yeah.
Yeah, I which one did you like the best?
Probably just like the straight, just the tour mode, like
Hmm.
almost like what they
Just
what
like the
you could,
racing, basically.
yeah, just consider like the story mode where you just go from track to track to track. It took me a long time to really get the hang and start actually winning. It was pretty
Same.
difficult. It wasn't like a game you could just jump in and like, oh, I won every mode, which was cool even in easy mode, because you unlock certain difficulties after you beat like the easy difficulty. So
Yeah, it wasn't. It was definitely. It probably took me maybe 3 rounds to kind of get the hang of it, and then once I figured out the controls, that it was okay. But still, the
hmm
first like it's like a 4-course race, you unlock like that deck and then you unlock the rest of them.
Yeah.
It took me a couple tries to get it, but once I found the right character, because I was using the I don't know how to say this without I was using the black dude, and
Yeah.
he was he just was hard to control. He was super fast, but he
Yeah.
just was just too out of control. But then I got a Kendu Yamamoshi or whatever his name was, and he was easy peasy. I was running around with him like nobody's business.
Yeah, I used Ricky Winterborn for the first little bit, and then I changed over to the guy who's on the cover of the game, which I can't remember what his name was.
Shigeru Miyamoto.
That's who
Oh
you
no,
are. Yeah.
that was the publisher. No, sorry, Tommy Hilfiger to the outfits. No, okay, sorry. I'm trying to figure out what this guy's name was. It was
Yeah.
some Japanese snowboarder, but he was good.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So anyway, as far as the mechanics of the game, how'd you feel about it?
I think it played pretty well.
Yeah.
Controlling the character felt really good. There was some different, so like if you're in regular snow, you could go faster and you could edge pretty well. Heavy snow slowed you down, and then there was like ice in the road and stuff, which if you've ever snowboarded on ice, it was realistic where you're trying to turn really hard, but you're just scraping and you're gonna still go in one direction, especially if you're going fast. So thought that was fine. The landing, every time you're like jumping up and landing, it took me a while to get used to that. To like when you land, you kind of had to crouch down to do that, which was nice, but it didn't ever say like how to do that. It was just like you kind of had to figure out because every time at first I was landing, I was just crashing, even though if I'd land like flat.
Yeah. No,
Um,
yeah, it took definitely that was like the hardest part was like doing a trick and then landing it, and landing in the right exact place to where you could keep your speed up to stay with the guy because I mean, basically one fall and you could be out of the game. You could be out of the race, because you could just never catch up to the guy again. So,
yeah, for sure.
to
It
your
was
opponent.
no, for sure. You had to like pretty much just because the crouch made you go faster, and if you held like the forward button, so you pretty much had to be in that all the time unless it was really technical, and you would like totally crash if you were gonna be in that. But the rest of the time, you had to pretty much just hunker down because that guy was like, or at least all my opponents, they were going for it. So
Yeah, for sure. So,
trick mode was fun too. Was there? I think there was another version of this game. I was trying. Maybe it was on Dreamcast.
yeah,
That you
they came out with a GameCube version a few years later, about 6 years later.
Oh, 2003 on GameCube. Okay. Yeah, there. I just remember there being like another very similar version of this, but you could actually do like stupidly, like you could actually do 1080s tricks and stuff. Where
Yeah.
yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, it seemed like there was a few different type of games, that all came out but this one, kind of paved the way for everything, which
Oh
was
yeah,
really
this one
cool.
was by far the most popular.
Yeah, it was real. That's what made it really cool. And the as far like just talking about the environments and different things, it actually surprised me because I kind of just thought of this game real quick and I was like, oh, this was popular back in the day. Let's just kind of go over that. And I was like, yeah, but I just don't know how visually stunning this game's going to be. And don't get me wrong, I mean, certainly with graphics today, it's hard to kind of like we're really spoiled, but like for the time and for what it was for like the first kind of game like this, I thought visually it was fun to play. It was, easy to maneuver. The it was very smooth. All the graphics were
hmm
really smooth, and especially in a fast-paced game like this, that's really one thing you could tell they put a lot of work into.
Yeah, I thought like I said, the controls were really good. The visuals were nice. The music was good. Even there was a couple of levels where it started snowing,
Yeah,
which
that
was
was
cool.
cool. Yeah,
I don't think, I mean, unless I'm crazy, I don't think any game had really done that
at
up
that
until,
time, no.
yeah, like this point where, you kind of got like some weather effects and it got like dark, and which if you've ever been snowboarding while it's snowing, it does kind of get darker, and you can't see as well. So it was, yeah, I liked everything about it.
Yeah,
Plus
it was fun.
the character screen, it's like work a
Yeah,
body,
yeah, the
work.
music was
The
cool.
music was so
Um,
good.
in that little lodge kind of scene where you kind
Yeah.
of pan around all the guys and they're just like hanging out and they're like, "All right, I guess we'll ride." Like
It's like,
whatever. It's just that it was a total bro game. I felt.
oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and I really wish we could have probably played this together. That would have been really fun. But I remember back in the day playing it with all our friends, and like really we would play it over and over and race every different which way, with each other and all that. And it just was it definitely brought back some nostalgia for me, and it was like all good nostalgia, and I felt like really good about the game. And it's probably one of those games I'll keep and replay.
Yeah, I'm especially if we could get together or our time would allow us to. I would love to play this with you or with like another person too. So I think the replayability is really good because it's basically no matter what mode it is, and because it doesn't really have necessarily like a super big storyline, but you want to keep on going back and playing and improving on your time or playing with your friends or whatever. So I think the replayability is really good.
Hmm.
I didn't really have too much to say that I disliked about it. I think it was super solid.
Yeah, I mean, in the critical reviews of this game at the time, IGN gave it an 8.6 out of 10. GameSpot 8.6. I guess All Game was a big publication at that time. 4.5 out of 5 stars. Metacritic was 88 out of 100. So, yeah, for the time being, this game was definitely one of the best out there.
No, I think it makes sense why it does like two or three things really well, and you had fun while you did it. Like all
Yeah,
the yeah, I just had a nice time. It was
and
enjoyable.
yeah, and that was the awesome thing about N64. We haven't really touched much on N64, but they kind of like most of the games they put out there were going to be top notch, and really good games.
I think with N64 and Nintendo in general, and I think this is even stands true now, is they don't necessarily put out the most in-depth games or graphically incredible games, but they just
Hmm.
put out fun games. Like they just want, and at the end of the day, they want to have games that people want to play and have fun with. Where,
Yep.
you know what I'm saying? Like even now, the graphics are way behind everyone else, and some of the storylines aren't the most in depth. There's not the most violence or anything. But all the games that you play on even a Switch now or an N64, GameCube, they were just super fun.
Yeah,
So
definitely. Yeah, I mean all of that. Nintendo, they've got it down, and they've kind of lost their shirt on that kind of thing. That where PlayStation and Xbox have really lasted because they just have tons and tons of developers they work with, whereas Nintendo has only had a fewer amount that they've done work with and put out fewer games, but the quality of the games have been really good. It's like my Nintendo games that I've traded in over the years have all been worth more money than any of my PlayStation games have, which is funny.
yeah, and if you go in, so I just went in to get the Let's Go Pikachu the other day.
Hmm.
The amount of like Switch games or Nintendo games on the shelf is the library is small.
Yeah,
But I was
even
looking at every one of those games, and I was like, I'd play probably well over 50% of these games and have a good
hmm
time. Whereas the PlayStation, the Xbox One's library were huge, but there's only a handful of games that I really would want to play on those.
yeah,
So just because they accept anything or game, people want to publish on that platform, but it doesn't seem to be the quality isn't as high. That's for sure.
yep. Yeah, exactly. So, just as kind of a roundup of this game, there was, I didn't do all the tricks, but I guess it featured 25 different tricks you could do using the buttons in the air and different things. And then there was 8 characters. Let's see. Uh, Sorry, 5 snowboarding characters and 8 snowboards um, initial, initially available for every character, and then one unlockable snowboard for later in the game. So honestly, I didn't get that far. I was just trying to get the overall scope of what the game was and the feel of it and how it all really made us feel in the end. And I think this game was a winner for sure.
Yep, completely enjoyed it. I even thought like the AI running down the course was good. I had a really nice time. A plus.
Yep, yep, right on.
How
So
many tricks
1080.
did you do though? That's a good question. because there's 25. I'm pretty sure I was doing like the Swifty every time. Even if I tried to do something different, it was just like Swifty.
You just grab the thing, yeah. Yeah, I mean, you just grab the board and then
Something. I could spin and stuff. I did because I did the half pipe a couple
yeah.
times, but it was just like Swifty every time. It's
Yeah,
like 25
exactly.
tricks.
Yep. I mean, yeah, it was. I didn't go through like a booklet that had all the tricks and stuff in it that like I'm sure that came out with the game back in the day. But yeah, so it was pretty much just doing the same trick the whole time.
Yeah, it's the same trick done 9 different times, 25 different times. That was me.
Yeah, yeah, it's fun. And this is kind of a fitting game to play because we're about to get dumped on up here in North Texas with a foot of snow. So that's why snow was on the mind this week when I called the audible from Goldeneye.
Yikes. We did talk about doing another game, and I think we can do that. I don't know if we maybe want to do that next week as well, but Pokemon Snap was the game that we
Yes.
talked about. And you know what? I own that game on my Nintendo account. You can buy it for like $2.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah,
snap.
and you can play it on your Switch.
Oh, okay. I'm getting it.
Okay,
We're
good.
doing Pokemon Snap next week. So
All right, I'm down.
done. Deal.
Excellent. I was just looking at the weather now that you said it was going to snow. Hopefully, it's not going to be freeze down here.
Yeah, it's like every day we're getting I'm getting a some kind of notification about winter storm warning on my phone coming to you. So we're up to about like 10.5 inches right now over Friday and Saturday, which will be crazy.
Yikes.
Yep.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Cool.
so yeah, I was kind of had snow on the mind when I was thinking of games last night, and I thought this one would be a good one. So
I'm glad you picked it because it was a very enjoyable one to play and brings
Yeah,
me back.
I definitely look forward to Pokemon Snap, which brings us a little bit about what we're going to talk about going forward here. I know you've been playing Pokemon Let's Go. What's been your kind of how you feeling about that game?
Yeah, like I said before, I think that this is the perfect game to get people back into, or I'm sorry, for new people to get into Pokemon. Because
Mm-hmm.
from my understanding, and I haven't played all of them, all the new ones, but it's gotten more and more kind of complicated, more so. And this one, it brings everything back from the original games, improves on it. The graphics are really good. It runs smoothly. You don't have to, which is kind of weird. Actually, which one of the things I wanted to say about it was in the original games, or if you play Pokemon before, you always have 1 or 2 overpowered Pokemon, and the rest are crap. This one spreads your XP out, so there has been a point or two in the game when I've had to level up my entire team because my Pokemon haven't been strong enough. So but in general, it's not frustrating. It's super enjoyable to play. If you're a Pokemon fan, you'll love it. If you've been playing all of them, if not, or if you're new to it, I think it's going to be a super good game for you. Like I said, it
Yeah.
takes everything good about it and puts it in a nice little package. I've enjoyed it tremendously. I don't have anything bad to say about that game except the fact that there's been a couple times where I need like one super powerful Pokemon and I don't have one.
Yeah. Yeah, but that was they kind of kept to that with the old red and blue style because there was always one Pokemon that would beat the other Pokemon no problem, So I really like even the dialogue is pretty much exactly the same as it was in the old game. Just everything about the game is so much fun and so good. And I can't wait to actually like play online and battle each other once we get through the Elite Four.
Yeah, no, same. I think in general, like I said, they took the original game and then they've added. So the only thing that I've noticed they've added to it is like Team Rocket,
Mm-hmm.
and not just they added like Jesse and James and Meowth from like the original.
Yeah, and it was kind of a port from the Yellow, Pokemon Yellow, because they were in
Yeah.
Pokemon Yellow. So
Oh yeah, I totally forgot about that. But yeah, so they kind of added that, but in general, your interactions with Pikachu and the
all that
graphics,
stuff. Yeah,
it's good.
yeah,
I
it's
just
a lot of
evolved my
goodness.
Growlithe to an Arcanine, so I'm so excited right now.
Yeah, yeah. I got I got to the Pokemon Go park, and at that point most of your Pokemon are like late 30s or early 40s, and so I ported a shiny Charmander that I had in my Pokemon Go that I wasn't using over, and now I have the shiny Charizard, which is black Charizard, which is sweet.
Mm,
So that's
very
my
nice.
yeah. So I've got a shiny Charizard, and I've got a shiny Dratini that I'm trying to evolve to a shiny Dragonite, which is like
Do
a
you,
greenish Dragonite.
so I have a Graveler. Do you still have to trade in this one to get Golem?
Yeah,
Is that still a thing? So I wonder if, can I trade him? No, no. I guess I'm gonna have to trade him to you, and then you have to trade him back to me.
yeah, kind of old school how you did it. Yeah.
Yeah, because
And
he's
it's cool because this game features all the Alohan versions of the Pokemon. When you know, if you trade them from Pokemon Go, you have that version of the Pokemon, which is cool.
oh, very cool.
Yeah, I have an Alohan version of Golem right now.
Hmm, very cool. Yeah, I like how it's interacting with Pokemon. So I think this last 3 months or 4 months of Pokemon Go has been the biggest updates that they've
Oh
made in the
yeah.
game, like, or even 6 months. Like, the game has gone from relatively fun, pretty much just about collecting, a little rating, to then rating, and then now since they have the research packages where you
Mm-hmm.
can, you're basically, you kind of have like quests that you can do almost where
Yeah,
you're
that's
constantly like
exactly what it
upgrading
is.
that. Now they're adding battling to
Oh
like
man.
peer-to-peer battling. So there's gym battling. I mean, it's the game, and the best feature is I don't have to have the game running to get steps now. It just counts my steps, and then whenever I log back in, it the adventure walk syncs, so all my eggs will hatch so all the time now. It's so
Immediately.
good.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
need to hook that up. I don't know why I haven't
Just go
exactly,
to
but
all you do is go to settings and just say adventure sync, and it just your
okay.
iPhone already like calculates how many steps you walk a day, whether you like it or not. And then if you just press adventure sync every time you log back in, it's not like your GPS isn't working, but your steps are still working. So it doesn't
Oh,
drain your
okay.
battery life, but it basically it just helps with your eggs and your steps because I walk, I don't know, 20 miles a week easily.
Oh yeah,
Um,
for sure.
just walking around and doing my work, and I had to have the app open to get the steps counted, but now you don't. So I think I've hatched 30 eggs in the past week.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think my problem is I don't have my health kit set up with my steps, so I
Mm.
think that's my issue. But
Yeah, just like I said, go on the it was from one of the recent updates, so you have to go to settings and then say
hmm
adventure sync walk,
yeah, I
and
have that
literally
set up. I have that part
oh,
set up. Yeah,
but do
just
you
not
do a lot of
count. The
walking too
phone's
though?
just yeah, the phone's probably just not set up to count my steps because I walk every day and it says 0 steps on there. So
Hmm. Okay,
uh,
that's it. But
that'll
anyway,
that'll help. But yeah, that's such an awesome feature that they've released, and like you said, they've just really brought the game from 0 to 60 in this last 6 months, and I'm hooked right now. You know.
yeah, I am too. This is what I wanted the game to be when it first launched. Is
hmm
there was so much hype around it, and it basically was just a collection game at first with
Yeah.
really like a really bad interface. It didn't really work that well, and then now everything that you kind of wanted, where it's battles, there's raids, the Pokemon, the amount that are in the game right now are huge. There's
Yeah.
the eggs, like it's smart about it. Everything is finally good, and it hooks up to the Switch game. So I hope all the combination now. This is the best time to be a Pokemon fan, or to get in the game, or continue to playing it for sure.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely really fun. I've really enjoyed those coming and going. Super Smash Brothers comes out next week. Are you gonna get it?
It comes out Friday, I believe.
Oh, Friday. That's right.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And yes, me and Parker just talked about that, so we'll be picking up at least one copy to play with each other, and if not, I might pick up one myself just so.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna get it, and then we can play online, the three of us.
Oh, yeah, I'm totally
That'd
down
be
for
so much
that.
fun.
I'll
Yeah.
probably pick it up my own copy too, just because you gotta have one to play online and get your good battle scores. So.
Yeah. We need to get Spencer to get it too. We can all play
Oh,
together.
yeah, hopefully.
The
But
Spencinator.
true, true.
One day we'll get him on this podcast.
I know he's like an elusive unicorn. He was on the first one that we didn't release, and then he'll never be heard from again.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna release that one day when we're like 30 episodes in. Just be like,
30
hey,
episodes in and drunk.
yeah, pretty much. Oh man,
I think I was slightly drunk on the first one, so.
it's always a good time. Yeah, but yeah. So definitely some good, exciting, fun things happening in the world of games. Like once I beat this and Super Smash Brothers, it will be time for Kingdom Hearts, which is I feel like has just been like the accumulation of all of my excitement for the last year.
Yes, exactly same. So that's coming up very quickly. So
Yeah,
we
I
need to.
feel like we just need to do a sideshow like where we're not reviewing any retro games and just talk about the Kingdom Hearts game after we both beat it for like an hour.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do it because we're gonna end up talking about it too much unless we lay down a rule that we just don't talk about it at all
Yeah,
and just do
for
something
sure.
side. So for more to come.
Yeah, definitely. Well, this is a short episode today, but I think it went by pretty quick here, and I know you've got stuff you've got to do this evening, and I've got a family to get back to. So anyway, we'll call it a wrap here, and we'll get back with it next week.
Yeah, man, get in that minivan, go see the family.
Yeah, more like walking home from work.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see, what game did we say we're gonna play
We're gonna do
next week?
Snap.
Snap, that's right. Okay, I'll get that on Switch as soon as I get home later. And
Yeah, we'll do Snap, and that's a game. I think, man, I've played that within the last 5 years, but it'll be interesting to play it again, especially with all the Pokemon, hype and stuff we've been into recently. So it'll be good.
yeah, and one last thing before going back to 1080. Great game. What we didn't give it a rating for us. We told all the other ratings that other people gave it. So we'll do how many snowballs out of 5 do you give it?
Man, I think we're thinking 4 snowballs out of 5.
Man, I'm just gonna go big. 5 out of 5 snowballs for me because it was just that much fun.
Oh man, okay. I'm gonna have to. I think it's coming up here soon. We're gonna have to do 10 snowballs because 5 just doesn't make sense to me because 3 snowballs is just average, but then the gap from average to really good is just not enough snowballs. So
All right. So we'll do 10 snowballs. So what do you give it out of 10 snowballs?
I think it's a 9 snowballs out of 10.
9 out of 10. All right. Yeah. I'll agree with that. 9 out of 10 snowballs.
It wasn't the perfect game, but it was really, really good. So
yeah, and you just got to think about the time period of like fun it was too. So
yeah, for sure.
Got to blot out all the other goodness we have in our lives in the gaming world right now.
Very true.
Yeah, but
cool.
All right, man. Well, we will call it a day here, and we'll get back to it next week.
All right. We'll talk to you soon.
Take it easy. See you later. Oh,
Bye.
One more thing. We have a YouTube channel now, Karate in the Garage on YouTube. If you are a YouTube person and you want to check it out, hopefully we can start like streaming some of the games. So just a little side note, we'll work that out a little more, and we're trying to get out there in the social media world as well. So
yeah, we'll do some streaming games or just like record the dialogue while we play it and then put it on YouTube. So coming soon.
Yeah, for sure. And then we appreciate all of our listeners. By the way, I just want to say that we know you're not interacting with us, but we see you, so we appreciate it.
Yes, very much so.
All right, later.
See you, man. Bye.
Bye. If you'd like to send us a message, you can email us at kitgpodcast@gmail.com or tweet us at kitgpodcast on Twitter.